So picking up where we left off, we have a factor of x squared. So x being a 0, sorry, 0 being a 0, because x is a factor, that's multiplicity 2. We're going to touch the x-axis at 0. X plus 2 is a factor, negative 2 is a 0. X minus 2 is a factor, positive 2 is a 0. X plus 4 is a factor, and negative 4 is also a 0. Every single one of these x-intercepts, besides 0, has a multiplicity of 1, which means that we're going to cross the x-axis at those three, and then we're going to touch the x-axis at 0, like we said. Since the degree is 5, we're going to go up from left to right. So we're going to start low, go up through the x-axis at negative 4, through the x-axis at negative 2, touching the x-axis at 0, and then back up through the x-axis at 2, and then we have our graph of our polynomial. I'll go ahead and analyze the functions on the other side of this paper, and I'll do that in, I might as well do it in the same video. Let me pause it for a moment. So we're kind of doing 16 through 19 backwards. We did the graphs of those functions, now we're coming back to analyze them. Determining end behavior, we talked about number 16. The number 16, the end behavior would be it's fourth degree polynomial. A is negative, so it looks like that. And we would say as x approaches infinity, y approaches negative infinity, meaning as x moves to the right, y goes down. As x moves to the left, y also goes down. And then the x and y intercepts. Well, we said if x minus 3 equals 0, then x equals 3. X plus 2 is 0, x equals negative 2. The y-intercept, did we talk about that yet? No, I don't think so. So if x is equal to 0, we get negative 2 times negative 3 times 2 cubed. So negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. 6 times 2 cubed, 2 cubed being 8. 6 times 8 is 48. So the y-intercept of 0, 48. Okay? And then what else do we have to do? Oh, touches, or, that's right. So for the graph number 16, since negative x plus 2 has a multiplicity of 3, we're going to cross the x-axis at negative 2, but with a squiggly, I can't fit that in there, but cross with a squiggly, and then x minus 3, the factor x minus 3, it has a multiplicity of 1, so we're just going to cross the x-axis straight through at 3. And then let's go ahead and look at number 17. That's about it. Number 17, a is positive. The multiplicities of each of these factors are 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. The degree is 3, so it's going to go up from left to right. As x approaches infinity, y approaches infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity as well. So x moves to the right, y gets bigger. X goes left, y goes down. The x-intercepts would be 3, 1, and negative 2. 3, 1, and negative 2 for the x-intercepts. We're going to cross at each one, because each has a multiplicity of 1. And then the y-intercept would be when x is equal to 0, so we have negative 3 times negative 1 times 2. Negative 3 times 3 times 2 is 6. So 0, 6 is the y-intercept. And then let's do number 18. So number 18, the x-intercepts are, well, I normally do the end behavior first. So a is negative, and then the degree here would be 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. The degree is 4. So degree is positive 4, and the a is negative, so the graph would open down on both sides, and ends of the graph move in the same direction. The x-intercepts, set each factor equal to 0. X equals 0, or x squared equals 0. You get x equals 0. X minus 1 gives us an x-intercept of 1. X plus 3 as a factor gives us an x-intercept of negative 3. And what do we do? At 0, since the multiplicity is 2, we're going to touch the x-axis at 0, and then cross at each of these. Cross here at both of those. The y-intercept, if x is equal to 0, y is 0. So We don't have any work to do there. We already talked about that. And then again, as x moves to the right, y goes down. As x moves to the left, y goes down again. And then over here, finally, we have a degree 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. The degree is 5. And the a is positive, so that means we go up from left to right. No sharp points, nice and smooth. And again, as x approaches infinity, as x moves to the right, y goes up. As x moves left, y goes down. Okay? And then the x intercepts, talked about that in the other video. X squared equals 0, so x equals 0. X squared minus 4 equals 0. And that would be where if x squared minus 4 is x plus 2 times x minus 2, that means that x would equal both negative 2 as well as positive 2. And then when x plus 4 equals 0, we get x is equal to negative 4. And the y-intercept, again, if x is 0, y is 0, so we have a 0, 0. Oh, and then the crossing and touching. So the graph is going to touch the x-axis at 0, and then it's going to cross at all these guys. It's going to cross at the other 3. And I think that's about it.